answers.
Do you have enough light in your life? Are you soaring in the joy around you? Are you stuck and unable to make life happen? Stay tuned for the Rabbi Jenny Show, where you will learn how to bask in the light and find more joy and meaning in life. Call to talk to Rabbi Jenny at 888-565-1470 and email questions and comments at rabbijenny.com. And now, if you're ready, stay tuned for the Rabbi who will light your world on fire, Rabbi Jenny.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. Happy Wednesday. I'm so glad you're here. It is the middle of Pesach. It is a Wednesday, a happy Wednesday, and I am bound with matzah. So it is going to be an explosive show this week. I have a lot of really cool information to teach you. I have some very exciting Rabbi Jenny news. If you're interested in watching the show or past shows, please go to rabbijenny.tv. Okay? And you can watch the past shows and keep your eye out for my blog and upcoming events because I'm going to be working on that site. It's really exciting. So let me remind you of my two main Rabbi Jenny ideas that I never, ever, ever want you to forget. In fact, I want you to dream about it all week long. And those two ideas are this. The world is happening for you and not to you. This is so very important for us to shift this victim paradigm and create heroes and visionaries and change the world. The world is happening for you and not to you. And the second thing, which our guest, who's exceptional, always reminds me of, is that you, my listeners, are divine light, love, energy. And that the world is working in partnership with you and for you to expand you and create love and light everywhere. So the topic this week is to take time. To slow down and take time. We're living in a grind, folks. This is a really, really cool show this week because we're dealing with stuff that, to be honest, in Scripture, I've stared at my whole life. The portion and the things that we're going to talk about are things that I would listen to in temple and go, how in the heck am I going to imply this to my life? I have to tell you, listeners, it's very funny. Somebody's cleaning the window outside. It's really interesting. Anyways, so the topic, take time to heal, is the lead-in is a story. And I want to tell you this story. And it's a story that comes from 2 Kings 5. And it's a story about Elisha. And he's a holy man. He's a sacred man. He's a priest and he's a healer. And he is the man you go to if you have leprosy. I'm telling you, leprosy. That's what we're talking about here because we're talking about taking the time to heal. And in this week's portion, Elijah gets an emergency call from the king. And the king is called about Naaman, a very, very important warrior. And this warrior has been struck with the leprosy. We're going to talk about the leprosy and what that means in Scripture and in terms of yourself and how you can take that in. But he's essentially spiritually ill. He gets hit with the nega. He gets hit with lesions in his life. And he calls the king and he's like, what can you do for me? And the king says, Elijah, can you see this hero? He's really important. And Elijah says, bring him on down. Let's see if the little human guy can take my advice. Because that's what I think sometimes these guys think. So Naaman comes down to see Elijah. And Elijah says, you got a little bit of the leprosy. Go bathe in the Jordan River 7 times. And what does Naaman do? Is he like, okay, you're going to cure me? I believe you, holy man. No, he gets mad. He's human like you and me. And he's like, can't you just wave your hands over me and make me better today? What do you mean go bathe 7 times in the Jordan River? And after, having a temper tantrum, he goes and he bathes in the River Jordan 7 times. And the leprosy and the nega and the lesions in his life fall away. Because he takes the time. He takes the time to bathe 7 times. And, 7 is something we're going to talk about a little bit here. But we're going to go back because we're going to talk about the Torah portion I was talking to you about. Because this was the Haftorah. And if you're Jewish, you understand that we read from the old book and the new book in the Jewish religion. And one of them's called the Torah, which is the scroll. And one of them's called the Haftorah, which is all those books that come after. So that was the Haftorah. But the Torah portion is something that really frustrates me, guys. This is what keeps Rabbi Jenny up at night. An entire portion written about healing leprosy. What was I supposed to do with that when I was a child going to temple? Who cares how you heal leprosy? What's the point of leprosy and healing and what is that? And I got to tell you, This week I had some lightning bolts because you know how I teach you Torah is a code? It is the most special code. It is sacred. It is made up of 22 letters that are specifically put in a specific answer to give you a clue on how to live in life. It is there for you. It is special. Well, leprosy in Torah terms is not leprosy like a physical ailment. It is actually a spiritual ailment. And it comes with the word nega. Nega is a lesion on your skin. That's the word they use to describe the lesion. When you get leprosy, it separates you from your society. It separates you from everyone. So I want you to think of your spiritual ailment. We're going to take the leprosy word right out of it, and we're going to talk about your spiritual ailments in your life. And those are the things that make you feel separate and different. And let me tell you what those things are. The first one is fear. And the second one is resentment and anger. It creates a divide between you and the world, and it separates you. And it starts to eat away at your soul. It starts to create these negas on you and these illusions. And the most interesting thing about a spiritual ailment, just like leprosy, is it causes like a slow eating, rotting away of your nerves. And it creates blindness and the inability to see the world accurately. And it creates weakness and lack of motivation. And that's what happens to us in life. When things hit us hard, it creates these things. And the only way to heal from this is to go to the Kohen, to go to the holiest part of you, because that's what it says over and over again, guys. Remember I told you, this is a code. And you have every piece of this in you. So remember I taught you that you have a Moshe in you, you have a Moses in you, you have a Pharaoh in you. Well, guess what? You have a Kohen in you. You have a holy priest who can help you heal, who can remind you of the true wisdom of life and remind you to bathe 7 times, remind you to cry, remind you that things don't have to be fixed overnight and that you're not different and that you're connected to the whole. So this got me thinking, because it doesn't say when you have this spiritual ailment over and over again that you go to the baker or you go to the gym. It doesn't say that. It says, well, they didn't have a gym back then, so you go hang out with camels. It doesn't say that. It says you go to the Kohen, you go to the priest, not even a doctor. Why a priest? And I broke down this word for you, the Kohen, because I want you to think every day now, from now on, that I have a Kohen in me. I have a holy, holy, holy part in me. And the Kohen is made up of 3 very important letters. And the first one is a Kaf. No coincidence, it's a Kaf. And a Kaf connects sacred wisdom and compassion to the ability to endure on the sacred tree of life. This is the part of you that has compassion and can connect you to endurance. And then the Hey, the window of the soul, the middle letter, is the very thing that causes your wisdom to connect to the beauty of life. And then the Nun closes the deal. The Nun takes the beauty and helps you endure. So we need to tap into the priest in us to remind us to take 7 days to bathe. And you're saying to yourself, Jenny, what is with this number 7? It's really, really, really annoying how 7 keeps appearing all over Scripture. I mean, the world wasn't created in a flash. It just wasn't. You know, I mean, maybe it was. Oh no, I'm going to get some phone calls. But anyways, in this code, it's broken down. It's stretched out into 7 days. Why 7? Why do we have 7 colors of the rainbow? Right? Why are there 7 days of the week? Why are there 7 days to create the world? Why do we have 7 chakras? Why are there 7 notes in the musical scale? I got to tell you, you have this because it's going to help you. This has mystified me forever, guys. And you know what? The light of God came down and it told me. And I got to tell you, you're like, Jenny, it didn't tell you. And you're right. I looked at the code. I looked at the magical code. The word for time is Zaman. The word for time is Zaman. Zaman begins with the Hebrew letter Zion, which is the Hebrew letter for 7. This is an example of why time is our friend and why we need to look at time as something on our side. That if things happened in a flash, we wouldn't appreciate them. We wouldn't create from them. We wouldn't draw from them. We wouldn't know new things. Let me tell you something. It's one thing to have light and dark, but it's another whole thing to have giraffes and monkeys and humans and all these things that come on the planet later. We need time. We need time to take. I'm going to give you an example from my own life today. Today, I was actually sitting with someone. I was sitting with a patient, and she's got a lot of anger. She's got a lot of nega. She's got a lot of spiritual ailment. I mean, there's some serious rage that's quite legitimate. And she's sitting with me, and she basically did what Naman did to me. She says, Rabbi Jenny, can't you just wave your hands over me and make this anger go away? And what I reminded her is how much she had changed even in a couple of weeks. How many more insights she got into her life with every tear that she cried as a result of this nega, this anger. So where in your own life, listeners, are you not taking the time? Where are you trying to push through and just make things okay? That is not the point of this journey. This is a journey. The journey of life is a journey to expand and flow and become the most wonderful person you can be, which you deserve to be. Why are you rushing? You know, we talked about that earlier on in an earlier show about it takes time to bake a cake. You pull it out too early, it's still mush. We need to evolve. We need to change. And so this is what the Torah is teaching us this week. I had the flu 2 weeks ago. And if you have this flu, I highly apologize to you. And I feel terrible sorry for you. So I want you to tap into your Kohen. I want you to tap into your priest. Because let me just tell you, 2 weeks later, this flu is still knee deep inside of me. And I really wanted somebody to wave some Dayquil over me and seriously take this flu away from me. I really, really wanted to. I took the salt baths. Let me tell you, don't literally translate Torah. Doesn't really work. You know, you're not going to go bathe in the bath 7 times. And you know, warning, legitimate warning, of taking scripture too literally. Anyway, so I had this flu, and I was thinking about this idea of why am I so hard on myself? Why am I so impatient? Why is it so hard for me to take a day off, to just sleep? You know, and what would come of that? Maybe a new idea would come of it. Maybe I would expand and become a different person. Maybe I would have more compassion with all the people I'm always saying, why can't you move faster? Why can't you move faster? You know, the instinct, the human instinct right now is to just rush through, to keep going. And remember, Naaman was a warrior. He was a warrior. He was getting the job done. He didn't want to stop and take the time to get in the river. And maybe you have an important job, which I'm sure you do, because you exist on the planet and you're a piece of divine light. So just shining is pretty important. Maybe you're a warrior. Maybe you're a peacemaker. Maybe you can't imagine what would happen if you took some time to heal and what would happen on the other side of it. This is such an important point, because let me just tell you that you can be broken out in nega, in spiritual ailment. You can be not seeing the world correctly because you are stuffed deep with anger. You are terrified of being alone. You are not alone. You are surrounded by love and light, but only by taking the time to tap into the Kohen and the priest inside of you do you actually get to experience that. Because let me tell you something. I was saying to someone today, he told me his story really fast. And I said, you know, the problems with what you just told me is that you told me it so fast. It was like watching a movie and fast forward. You can't enjoy the movie, just like you can't enjoy your life. And that is the point. My teacher, the Rabbi, he said, joy is the point. That is the only point of this life, my friends. It's hard to imagine. And sometimes it takes 7 times in the river to get to that joy. But when you get to it, it is explosive. It is explosive, and it heals you. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny asking you, are you ready? Life can bring many challenges, and sometimes we need help finding the answers to increase our awareness and take it to the next level. So are you ready? Come join me every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. on WWNN 1470 AM, where you can hear and see me bring spirit, light, and love into your life. Are you ready? It's time to change your life, take it to the next level, and embrace the greatness that is you. Are you ready? The time is now. Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. on WWNN 1470. So let's get ready. Do you know someone who is currently struggling with an addiction? The struggle is over. Dream Recovery International has the answer. With a combination of highly skilled clinicians, innovative treatment modalities, and luxurious amenities, Dream Recovery International has it all. Focusing on core issues, spiritual growth, and personal empowerment, clients of Dream Recovery International leave addiction behind and move forward to fully embrace life. For more information, go to dreamrecoveryintl.com or call 855-DREAM-80. Dream Recovery International, where addiction ends and recovery begins. Spent hours in therapy, at the spa, and the gym, and still feel as if something is missing? At Walk Between the Worlds with shamanic practitioner Jennifer Sellers, you recapture lost pieces of yourself, place them within your heart, and move forward to fully actualize life. With individual sessions and group classes, with Walk Between the Worlds, you heal your mind, unite your soul, and empower your spirit. Contact walkbetweentheworlds.com today. Mention this ad on The Rabbi Jenny Show and receive 10% off your first session. Walk free and whole and true at walkbetweentheworlds.com.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. We're talking about taking the time to heal. And I am so excited to bring up one more point about the negeh. If you haven't tuned in with us, we're talking about the portion in the Torah about leprosy, and we're talking about spiritual ailments and how to heal them. And the Hebrew word for the sore that was used in the Torah is called a negeh. And the cool thing when you study Torah is, like I told you, there are 3 Hebrew letters. And they're specifically put in the Torah, I believe, for a reason, for us to interpret them, look at them, and there's different ways you can do that. And I hope to teach you all those ways so you're just as fired up about this scroll as I am. So the word negeh is nun gimel ayin. There's one other word that is actually made up of these 3 letters that is so fascinating, and that word is oneg. Now, if you're Jewish, you know that when you eat after Friday night Shabbat, it is the Oneg Shabbat. And it is the time when you celebrate and you say the Kiddush and you're happy and you eat desserts and it's fantastic. And Oneg actually appears in Isaiah 58:12, where they say, worship the Sabbath and call it a delight. So Oneg is delight. So when you have the same letters meaning something and the same letters rearranged meaning something so opposite, you have to look at that in terms of those letters themselves. Let me tell you that the letter Nun and the letter Ayin actually represent both legs. They actually represent the right and left leg in the human body. So when you look at the word Oneg, you're balanced. You have the Ayin and the Nun in the beginning. You're balanced, and then you reach for the divine. When you look at a negeh, you're doing it all yourself. You're on one leg. The Ayin comes at the end. You're busy on one side. You're living life one-sided. You're not tapping into the holy part of you. You have to tap into the Kohen. I am so excited now because it is time. We're going to get a little lighter and a little not. It was time to do the Bad Mama Jamma segment. We ready?
Rabbi Jenny. Mama Jamma. Bad Mama Jamma.
All right, guys, this is the Bad Mama Jamma segment, and we have the exceptionally explosive guest who happens to hail from the same womb as me, and it is my sister Amy Steinberg, who was actually the person singing Bad Mama Jamma, who wrote it, actually. Recording artist, I wanted to say award-winning, New Thought, national recording artist Amy Steinberg, whose music is available on iTunes. She has her own Pandora channel, and you can reach her at amysteinberg.net. So that is my plug for this fabulous lady. So say hi, Amy.
Thanks, Sissy.
So what did you think? We're talking about taking the time to heal, and we're going to promote your new album.
Yes.
Okay, very, very important. Before we get into taking the time to heal, tell me about the name of the album so people can start looking it up now.
Okay. The name of the album is Broken Open, which actually just goes well with this entire conversation that we're having here about taking the wounds and making them the thing that becomes the delight.
Yes,
right? That's what I'm hearing from you, and I love
absolutely.
that oneg and nega.
Isn't that crazy?
I love
Isn't
that.
Fun? Yeah.
Oh my God, the Torah is so fun.
It's so fun.
And that's kind of what my record is about how the broken parts of my soul or my life are what creates the piece of art that I am. And there's the window guy again. Hey, dude.
It's so funny. Oh, God. I just want to do like a Saturday Night Live skit because that's what we spend our entire time right now. We just want to be silly.
I'm so proud of my sister. I can say that.
So
right
the
now.
cool thing about my sister, Amy Steinberg, is that not only is she a National New Thought recording artist, she actually is a spiritual leader in science of the mind. So let's just say our mother had an electric womb with 3 people. My brother is an attorney who actually had something to say on the planet. So I think it was like supercharged with creative juices or something.
Hear that, Mom?
Hear that, Mommy?
Supercharged womb.
Supercharged womb.
Super womb.
So I actually want to introduce one of Amy's biggest hits and one of my favorite songs, which isn't on the new album. But before we talk to Amy about taking time in her own life to heal, we're going to hear the song Exactly. This song has changed people's lives all over the world, and it's saying you're exactly where you need to be, which is what we're talking about. Take the time. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. So let's hear some Exactly.
It's from Must Be the Moon.
Can we sing along? No. Gotta dance. It's part of the
Chair dance.
Do the wobble.
You're in the bath. You're bathing in the Jordan.
Yes, bathing in the Jordan. I'm going to bring you back to Judaism. I'm going to fire you up for Torah.
It's all good. That wasn't me.
Takes me back to exactly where I need to be. I am exactly. You just can't help sing it, I swear. But we're going to talk to Amy, and we only have a little bit before the break. So, Amy, tell us about a time where you actually took the time to heal in your own life. Bring us to a moment. And
I
actually,
feel
you
like
just
that's
did
just
that.
really
You just did
recent.
that.
Yeah, I just had a really exceptional thing happen to me where I took this incredible opportunity. I took the job and then I backed out, and it was a major decision that I made, and I gave myself the time afterwards. Basically, because in taking that job, I'd given up all my other jobs. So I had the time. God sort of presented this time to me. And I let myself really just enjoy the days and take real good self-care and just be in the process of what do I want to do? If this was a no, what's the yes? What's the Yahoo yes for me? Because I think sometimes for me, I feel like I want an answer right now.
Absolutely.
About, and I think this talk is perfect because I think taking the time to say, well, maybe I just don't know right now. And if I don't know, do nothing. If I'm not sure, do nothing. And one thing I know for sure is I know I love to sing and I have this new CD. So I'm going to tour and I'm going to play shows and all these wonderful things have manifested. I'll be traveling all over in support of this tour, which would not have happened if I wouldn't have taken that time to self-care and heal. And I love that this story of the going in within and that the answer, you have that Kohen.
You have it in you.
Within you. And I think the process of everything is a process. I mean, that sounded kind of weird.
And it takes time. I mean, we're going to say takes time.
Time takes time.
And it takes
like
time
that
to
old-
reveal new things. Like if you're
Right.
going to judge your life on a flash, that's like a flash. But, over those days that you take the time to reflect, new ideas come, new people come, new weather comes for God. Everything
something that you can't
happens.
even think of or predict. It just
Right.
it appears. It comes hither. It's kind of like, I love I'm sure you've probably talked about it on here before, but the butterfly and the worm, and does the worm have or the caterpillar have any idea that it's going to become a butterfly? And what I've heard is that there's a stage between
just mush.
it's goo. It's just
goo.
It's goo. So sometimes you just have to have the goo time, I always say that, get down the goo time, you just got to get gooey sometimes and just be all gooey. And then the butterfly that you become, or that's right around the corner, you cannot predict. You simply cannot know what's going to be around the corner until you just take that time to be the goo.
And just to, and it takes, it's time, and it also takes faith. It takes this is like the faith
Trust.
as an action that you actually take. How do you tap the Kohen? How do you get into that state of mind?
Tap that Kohen.
You tap that Kohen, girl. How do you do that? They say, Rabbi Jenny, like, how do you tap your Kohen? I swear to God. But the truth is meditation.
I was just gonna say that's been my.
You and I share another go-to, which is my thing. I always have at least 2 of them in my journal. Can you guess what it is?
Gratitude list.
No, gratitude list goes in it, though.
Journal.
Yeah. You have to have a journal because, when you write down things, it's different than when you just think them. Because when we think them, it's, we're reacting to life very quickly. And it's different than when you
type them, too.
Absolutely.
Like, if you have it in your hand and you write it on paper, whatever it is, you get it out. And that's what I do with songwriting or with poetry or with gratitude lists. It's absolutely different than typing it or saying it. It's very visceral. It's move a muscle, change a thought,
Absolutely.
all that. So,
yeah, so it's really, really important to grab onto these tools to get to in that place inside of you which really exists. Remember the 2 things, that you're divine love, light, energy. I mean, both my sister and I are examples of people who've actually taken a lot of time in our own journey to heal, in order to talk to you. Like, this is like, like we used to be sitting in her bedroom staring in the mirror, like, rapping, which we're going to be doing later for all of you.
We
could actually do lottie-dottie. Actually, that would be kind of kooky, but yeah, we could do that. But it's like when I look at the 7 days, I always look at the 7 days of creation and try to get a new input on the process that happens. You get light from dark, and then you get land and water, and then you get you always get the water animals first, and then you get the regular animals first, and then you get man, and then you rest. Which I think the 7th day, the Shabbat, remember the Oneg Shabbat? Oh, I was going to bring that up. It's such a coincidence. It's the 7th day. That there are no coincidences. But, that you have to settle it. You have to settle it. So you may go through this messy process. You may go through all these changes and stuff. You may have decided not to go and take this job to manifest this huge, leap in your career. But you have to rest now in order to do that. The final stage is settling it all in, And it's like why the butterfly can't break out too early. They always say, like, the butterfly has to actually, if you cut a butterfly out of the cocoon when it's a fully developed butterfly, it will actually die because it has to break out in order for the wings to get strong enough.
Yeah, same with the birds.
So it has to, every stage is important. In that resting stage,
in
there's
order
a lot
to break
of strength.
broken open my
open,
CD.
the new album. Oh my goodness.
It all comes back.
It really does.
Because we are one with everything.
Yes.
We are all connected. Everything is one.
Yes, we are one with everything. We're actually going to open the next segment with the song One with Everything, because that's my favorite. Amy, tell us another story in your own life about taking the time to heal. Really?
Okay. All right. Well, how about the last relationship when that ended? I decided, I went through sort of a dark night of the soul, and I decided that, well, for first,
Which day would that be, by the way, the dark night of the soul? Tell me. What happens?
I would say 4 or 5, or in the 1 through 7.
Yeah. What happens in day 1?
And what is the dark night of the soul?
Yeah, like, would it be like separating night from day? I mean, I'm sorry, like, he creates darkness,
right?
So the darkness is
darkness comes first, right?
First.
Absolutely, before the light, right? Okay, I get it. The first night, the first night is the darkness.
Okay,
and
in the last relationship.
In the last relationship. Anyway, I fell in love with myself again by recording and making music, and stepped out of the dating thing altogether, and then met my new partner, and just happened
took the time
out of the blue, took the time to be with me because I'm so sassy and I'm so good. So
we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
someone who is currently struggling with an addiction? The struggle is over. Dream Recovery International has the answer. With a combination of highly skilled clinicians, innovative treatment modalities, and luxurious amenities, Dream Recovery International has it all. Focusing on core issues, spiritual growth, and personal empowerment, clients of Dream Recovery International leave addiction behind and move forward to fully embrace life. For more information, go to dreamrecoveryintl.com or call 855-DREAM-80. Dream Recovery International, where addiction ends and recovery begins.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV.
Spent hours in therapy, at the spa, and the gym, and still feel as if something is missing? At Walk Between the Worlds with shamanic practitioner Jennifer Sellers, you recapture lost pieces of yourself, place them within your heart, and move forward to fully actualize life. With individual sessions and group classes, with Walk Between the Worlds, you heal your mind, unite your soul, and empower your spirit. Contact walkbetweentheworlds.com today. Mention this ad on the Rabbi Jenny Show and receive 10% off your first session. Walk free and whole and true at walkbetweentheworlds.com.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy Pesach. Zissa Pesach. I want to remind you that my website is now up and started, and it's rabbijenny.tv. Please tune in if you want to watch any old shows. Rewatch them. Learn them. Open the Torah. Open Scripture. Look at it. Get excited. Send me an email. Okay? I also want to remind you, somebody Facebooked and wanted to know if my sister and I here were twins. We are not. I am 3 years older. She is 30, and I am 33. Isn't that fabulous? Yay! And 33 was Larry Bird's number. Yes, for the Boston Celtics. A little tribute to our father, the Herm. The Herm.
Shout out.
Shout out to Herm Sperm. All right. Okay. Okay, we are talking about taking the time to heal. And we're actually going to play a song from the new album, Broken Open. And this is one of my 3 favorite songs on the album. My son, we play tracks 3, 4, and 5. If you're interested, we play that all the time. It's sitting in my door. And I stick the CD in and I hit 3, 4, and 5. Which track is One With Everything?
I think it's 4.
Track 4.
I think it's 3 or 4. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. But this is One With Everything. Can we hear it? One With Everything.
It is.
We gotta get Blake on camera.
I co-wrote that with Gary Lynn Floyd, who's amazing singer-songwriter out in California.
Wow.
Really sexy guy, too.
Spiritual. Is that hard to co-write when you've done your own stuff for so long?
We did it in this incredible chapel in this spiritual retreat. So here
you
it
gotta
is.
listen. This is so
Check
awesome,
it out.
you guys. Turn it up, Blakey.
Freedom I am feeling. It can't be found when I'm looking down. I'm gonna climb up to the mountains, spread my wings and fly. All these blessings I am counting. I got more than all the stars in the sky. I got more than all the stars in the sky. I got more than all the stars in the sky. I feel light as a feather, floating on an angel's wing. I won't worry about the weather.
Here it comes.
'Cause I am one with everything. I am one with with everything. I am one 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 with
Such a great song.
with everything.
I love it. Gets you fired up. Remember, Amy Steinberg's music can be found on iTunes. And let me tell you, she's got, this is album number 6.
I forget.
I don't know. There's some
7,
live albums
8.
on there. You got to check it out. I mean, I could name you my favorite song from all of them, but you can go figure that out for yourself because she's fabulous. So, Amy, we'll get back to the topic. Take the time to heal. Give us an example, another example from your life. Actually, I want to hear about your creative life.
Okay.
I want to hear about it. I want to hear about a dark time where you couldn't write. And what happened? Like, what happened? Can you think about like a
I'm
writer's
not one of those
block?
people who calls anything ever writer's block because I feel like when I'm in the flow, and I'm like doing it, and then when I'm not, I'm not.
Okay.
And I just kind of binge on Netflix for however long it takes until I become
feed the wow.
Yeah, listen to other people's stuff or travel or like for instance, right now I'm releasing this CD and I haven't written a song in weeks. I mean weeks, but I'm drawing. I've been drawing my art pieces, and that came out of the blue too. Just bought some markers, and which was you, my sister. I take everything she says very, very seriously.
So listen to me, listeners. It's very important. Listen
She
to
has
Rabbi
really,
Jenny.
like really good creative guidance. It's true. I mean, she says to me, you doodle really cute. You should go get some markers. This is now a decade ago, and I've been selling and making art on the side of the music. So sometimes I'll be in an artistic place, and sometimes I'll be in a musical place, and sometimes I'll be in a Netflix binge place.
Let me just tell you, listeners, because I really, really want you to hear me in this. Like, I am a rabbi, okay? But when I give that kind of advice to someone that I love, I am tapping the Kohen within me. I'm recognizing with my wisdom my sister's beauty, and that anything that she creates is supposed to manifest. When we're in that state of mind where we can encourage somebody and motivate somebody and believe in somebody, that's what the Kohen is.
How many people out there listening right now, like journal and doodle, and they're really cool, and they know, out there, it's you, that you can doodle and that your doodles are good. It's art. But you're thinking, I'm just a doodler. Well, go out. This is your message from Rabbi Jenny and me. Go out, get some nice paper. You said that to me. Get some nice paper, some good pens, some good, whatever you want to, whatever medium, good paint. And do it and sell it, because it's who's to say? I always wonder about Picasso's pieces when he was first doing it, and somebody was like, "What is this?" And then
he has no nose.
He has. This is. It looks like my child made this. And millions of dollars later, and the founder of modern art. Later here we have Picasso. So whatever your voice is, and nobody has your voice.
Right.
Nobody doodles like me. Nobody doodles like you. She does actually great doodles too. You do the ladies that used to do this from the, those women with the flower hats. Do you remember that?
Yes, I have a thing with flowers.
Yeah.
I like the
Drawing
flowers, the
them in
mandalas.
ladies
I love the mandalas.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
the
she does.
flowers. Yes. But it's important for you to know that, it's not just about art. It's about creation. It's about creation. It's about what are you going to create in your life. So if you have an idea and you're hesitating, this is about taking the time. Like, why am I so blocked? And, okay, now this is a message, and it's coming down, because Amy was talking about relationships. This is a message for all of my listeners who are blocked in the area of love and light in their life. Love, like personal love, relationships love. And usually you are blocked in your life. And I'm not just talking about love like I want to get to bed with you love. I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about the quality of the relationships that surround you. I have such delicious friends and family around me now. It's because I allow it. And the only way you allow it is if, again, you tap into the Kohen. You take the time.
And you have to let go
Yes.
of the ones that aren't the mushy-gushy, lovey,
And you have to let
happy
go
ones,
of the anger
right?
and the fear
And the resentment.
and the low self-esteem that keeps you separate. It's your leprosy. It keeps you away.
The nega.
Yes, the
Just
nega.
covers you.
Ugh,
I'm
the
covered in
Oh my
nega
God, I have to
today.
tell you something so awesome, okay? There is a region in Israel, if you're Jewish, you know it, and you know what I'm going to say. It's called the Negev. And if you know, it is not the river of Jordan. It is the desert, my friends. That is not a coincidence. The desert. There's no water. There's no there's no nourishment there.
And so by going into the river, that means go into the water, go to the place that will soothe you. And what is better
The
than a bath?
Mayim.
What is better than a bath?
Yes.
And if you take 7 baths,
Oh my God.
You are clean.
You are clean. And again, there's a lot about this thing about getting clean and dirty and clean and dirty in this Torah portion too. Like the priest says you're clean, then you can be rejoined. And that's kind of weird because it makes you like feel
washing
dirty.
away the...
Yeah, cleansing is like a renewal.
It's like going to the spa. It's just
is.
self-care.
It is.
It's self-care. You need some self-care. Get a massage. Take a bath.
What are you not doing for yourselves, listeners?
How are you not loving yourself?
Absolutely. It's really important to ask yourself that. I want to talk about someone, an important family member to both of us who will remain nameless, and my taking my time in this situation. This is somebody I love so much. They're like the most important thing in my world, actually. Maybe a little offspring, but I don't want to embarrass him. He's having some struggles. And I'm Naman in this situation. I am not the Kohen. I am not Rabbi Jenny in this situation. This is somebody I love more than anything in the world. And when he is in pain, I am in pain. And I just want somebody to wave their hands and make it better and make him better. And guess what? In life, that's not how it works. And when I took the time to listen to this little person, and it's funny because there were about 7 days that we actually took. And he got to spend some time with people that he loves and get nourished. And yesterday he spent time with someone who's going to help him so much, who's going to nourish him. And today, this morning, he got to spend some time with people who are going to nourish him. And what happened inside of me is the pit, the nega, the pit that has been literally eating me away for a while. And people who love me don't know this, but when you have somebody you love and they're suffering, it can eat at you just as much as if it was you, because you don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to change it. You're in so much fear. And what happened was it just melted away. For the first time, listeners, it's a very personal Rabbi Jenny moment, especially to my sister too. It's the first time I did not wake up with anxiety in a long time. And I know it is because I took the time. I know it's because I gave it its due. When life gives us something, we're not supposed to push it away. You know, give me an example from your life, Amy, where life handed you something and you were like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, gosh, I'm on the spot.
I love on the spot. Rabbi Jenny Raw. That's the way we like to do it around here.
I mean, I feel like it happens all the time in everyday life. There are things that you just have to... I just feel like lately I've been so in the flow.
Oh, my God, I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to throw something
Go
at
ahead.
you. Tell me about your neighbor.
Well, that's a very, very big challenging experience. I have a neighbor who blasts his music and I can hear it through my walls, and it literally makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. And I have discovered, and I know now that the only thing I have, because I've called the cops a few times, the only thing I have is my own decisions and my own choices of how I handle it. So what I have to do is I have to get up and vacuum or turn my music up or go for a walk, or I have to do something to nourish myself, right?
Yeah.
Instead of rallying against him, because what you resist persists, and the more I will worry and hate on him and literally drive by his house and give him the finger, like I'm not nice. I am not.
Well, it's
nice.
nega. It's
spiritually.
nega. No. It's just.
He is a source of my. He is probably the only source of my nega right now, really, because I feel like I was just gonna say, like in life, I feel very in the flow of like if there's traffic, I'm just like, this is saving me from an accident, or for most things, and then something like my neighbor will come up where it's just, oh my gosh, I thought I was so serene. How did this happen? How am I so angry right now? So fast. And I think I called you in a bad tizzy, like, sissy, pray for me. Like, this is not good. I'm not feeling
But
mentally
just doing
well.
that, wait a minute. No. I need to point out to the listeners that
just reaching out.
She went to, you know what I mean? She went to a Kohen, but she went to the Kohen in her. I want you to draw on this energy because it's in you. These are 22 letters that are inside of you.
Right.
And they're arranged in that way. And if you simply think about it, the holy Kohen in you, if you simply think about it and go to it, then you are doing what you were meant to do, and you are actually going to nourish and you're actually going to change. So we'll be right back after the break. We're going out with Amy's song, and please join us. Spent hours in therapy, at the spa, and the gym, and still feel as if something is missing? At Walk Between the Worlds with shamanic practitioner Jennifer Sellers, you recapture lost pieces of yourself, place them within your heart, and move forward to fully actualize life. With individual sessions and group classes, with Walk Between the Worlds, you heal your mind, unite your soul, and empower your spirit. Contact walkbetweentheworlds.com today. Mention this ad on The Rabbi Jenny Show and receive 10% off your first session. Walk free and whole and true at walkbetweentheworlds.com.
Attorney Confidential with Gus O'Neill is being brought to you by the law offices of Neil D. Codsing and Bravo Law. Bravo Law is a business litigation firm known for providing common sense solutions to small businesses and individuals throughout South Florida. Mr. Bravo is rated AV by Martindale Hubble and Superb by AVVO, the highest ratings available from these two entities. The law offices of Neil D. Codsey is the litigation boutique with offices in Broward and Miami-Dade counties. Mr. Codsey is a veteran trial lawyer with nearly 25 years of jury trial experience. He is also a two-time recipient of the South Florida Daily Business Review's Most Effective Lawyer Award, a recipient of numerous awards for providing pro bono legal services, and has been recognized by the National Law Council. Call our office, 786-464-0841 or 954-790-6711 and get informed.
Do you know someone who is currently struggling with an addiction? The struggle is over. Dream Recovery International has the answer. With a combination of highly skilled clinicians, innovative treatment modalities, and luxurious amenities, Dream Recovery International has it all. Focusing on core issues, spiritual growth, and personal empowerment, clients of Dream Recovery International leave addiction behind and move forward to fully embrace life. For more information, go to dreamrecoveryintl.com or call 855-DREAM-80. Dream Recovery International, where addiction ends and recovery begins.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's the Rabbi Jenny Show. I want to remind you to tune into rabbijenny.tv if you want to watch any old episodes and catch up. And I highly recommend you watch them and break out a little Torah and fall in love like I am. It's a strange love affair, but it's mine. I want to thank my guest, Amy Steinberg, and remind you to go to amysteinberg.net to see where she's going and what she's doing. And don't forget to go to iTunes to see all of her fabulous albums. The new one is Broken Open. Amy, you have some gigs you want to announce, some dates.
Sure.
Please announce them.
I'll be on Friday night. I'll be in Tampa at Sacred Grounds, 8 o'clock. On Saturday night, I'll be at Sleeping Moon in Orlando, also at 8 o'clock. And then Sunday, I'll be at the People of Diversity in Cocoa Beach for their Sunday morning service and a 6:30 p.m. concert there. So all those dates are on my site, amysteinberg.net. So I hope to see you there. It's a really fun show.
And Amy's on Facebook, and you can just check her out if you're interested. Please do. You'll come back and see us.
Absolutely.
I hope. And you'll hang out with us because you're going to, I'm sure, beatbox or do something cool for the Jenny Jam.
I'll sing along.
It's actually time for the Joy Jar. Are we all set for the Joy Jar? Yay! It's the Joy Jar.
The Joy Jar.
Joy, 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 joy. It's Adeline Gobergstein, and it's time for the Rabbi Jenny Ridiculous Joy Jar Challenge.
Hi, is someone on the phone? Hello?
Yes, hello. My name is Milagro.
Oh, Milagro. So we have to call it the Caja de Alegre, the Joy Jar, right?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm trying my Spanish for you. So do you know the Joy Jar Challenge? Do you know what you have to do?
Yeah, I have to say 10 happy things, no?
Yes, 10 things that make you ridiculously happy.
Yes.
Can you list them first?
Yes, I can do it.
Okay, ready? Go.
Okay. I'm very happy because my father is very well right now. He was sick. I'm very happy for my friends because I have a good business. Because my kids are the best kids in the world because I live in a beautiful city because my car is like new right now. Because I'm helping people to live better, and my website is great, and I got a lot of friends coming to my home this weekend to learn
wonderful.
about meditation.
Okay.
And I think I have the chance or no.
No, you have 2 more.
I'm
I'm counting.
I have a new niece.
Yeah.
She was born beautiful in Arkansas, and because I believe in God, and she's always with me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so give us your name and the business you would like to promote on the Rabbi Jenny Show.
Okay. My name is Milagro Arriaga, and I want to promote Oasis. It's a school for the spiritual things, to develop a very good relationship with the universe.
Okay.
So
And do you have a website or a phone number?
Yes, the website is milagrodeluz.com.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And we'll do our best to put that website on the rabbijenny.tv so you can find that. And if you want to give us your information one more time for the listeners.
Yeah, my name is Milagro Arriaga. The phone number is 786-262-6557.
Thank you so much for being on the Rabbi Jenny Show.
Thank you.
Have a joyous day.
Dear.
Have a beautiful, blessed
you.
day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, that was nice. A new niece. Mazel tov on your new niece. Enjoy her. Enjoy the light and love she's going to bring into your life. So we're back here with Amy, and the topic for today's show is take time to heal. And I actually want to remind you, this is where I remind you before we go into the Jenny Jam. I want to remind you about the Kohen inside of you. I want to remind you, my listeners, that you have a part of you that is tapped into the wisdom in the world that can help you endure and help you heal by actually looking into yourself and seeing your own beauty. But you must take the time to heal. I want to review the things that separate you. I want to review the things that are negative. I want to remind you that these things are resentment and fear. And that's not just the fear of like the dark or heights. It's actually the fear of getting close to people, the fear of intimacy, the fear of being hurt, the fear of being less than, the fear of being successful. The fear of responsibility is a huge one. We say, oh, I'm so afraid of success. Well, maybe we're just afraid to actually work harder in some of our life. That can be a really extreme negative. I want you to remind you that shame, any lie that tells you that there's something wrong with you, is a negative. Because let me just tell you, you are divine love and light. Remember, that's one of the 2 main ideas. We're going to carry it through everything that we do on the Rabbi Jenny Show. Guilt, the idea that you are somehow supposed to suffer because of something you did or something that someone else did. This is nonsense. Not only is it nonsense, but how long are you going to live with this? Guilt is something that is imposed by man. It is not a human emotion. It is actually put upon you like shame. It's something that it's a good thing, so you don't do something wrong twice. But other than that, it is just excessive, and it is a way to feel separate. It is actually a way to promote low self-worth. It is actually a thing that will fuel your resentment, and your resentment will be at you because you won't be shining bright enough, and it creates this incredible implosion. And what we need to do is we need to have an explosion of oneg. We need to have an explosion of delight, listeners. And that is the perfect lead-in for the Jenny Jam.
Yo, 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 jam, jam,
Jenny Jam.
jam.
Woo. Holy, holy, holy boy, heal your heart to bring the joy. Holy, holy, holy girl, heal your heart to heal the whole world. The altar of love is kept by the fire that burns in your soul and knows your desire to remember the truth of all that you are. A piece of divine, a light from the star. There's fear in your heart, deep in your soul, keeps you away from the whole. Take time to heal, take time to let go, take time to be free and grow. Join me. Holy, holy, holy boy.
Holy boy.
Heal your love and heal the joy.
Heal the joy.
Holy, holy, holy girl. Heal your heart and heal the whole world.
Heal the world.
Deep inside you is the keeper of the flame, who knew you before you had a name, knows that you hail from source itself, won't let you be put away on a shelf. The guardian that stands at your gate to heal the pain and melt the hate. The holy priest inside the divine who knows to heal. You must take time. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. No fear.
7.
Take the time. Holy, holy, holy boy. Heal your heart to feel that joy. You gotta be a Cohen. Holy, holy, holy girl. Heal your heart to heal the world. Okay, it's Rabbi Jenny, and I'm here to remind you to take the time to heal my little Kohanes, my little priests. I want to tell you a little story about the word Kohen and the interesting thing about the Jewish religion. And we only have a few things left, so I'm sure I'll get a few blogs or emails or calls. I'm not really good technology-wise, but when you go to temple, it's really interesting. They have this order that you get called up to the Torah. And Jews are really big on that and, whatever. I'm a rabbi. I dig it. I can dig it. But what's interesting is they have this order of who can come up and speak or do an aliyah and read from the Torah. And it always starts with the Kohen. They're the highest, and I'm talking about people who come from Kohen. They come from priests. That's their lineage, okay? So when you go to a temple, he's a Kohen. And then the next people that come up are the Levites. And they're kind of like the holy, they're Aaron's people, and they're like close to Kohens. And then the next people that come up to like my people, the Israelites, the average everyday people. And, this is something that I want to challenge, I guess, my own people to intake Torah. Torah is not something, my friends, that you have on the outside. It is something that is inside of you. We have a Kohen, we have a Levite, and we have an Israelite inside of us. You get called to go up to the Torah, you go. You stand in your holiness. You stand in your priestness. You stand in who you are. Don't get separate. Don't let the negeh that tells you you're different rot you away and keep you from shul. It is so wonderful to talk to you again. Remember, RabbiJenny.tv. We will see you next Wednesday. Have a beautiful and blessed day.
You have been listening and lighting up your life with Rabbi Jenny. Join us next week for another session of love, light, and joy as Rabbi Jenny takes life to the next level. Are you ready? Rabbi Jenny says the time is now.